Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Only a quick one here. Solana reached the next resistance level. Yeah, it reached perfectly the 3450 level that I talked about in my previous video, which is so important to get above to unlock higher potential all the way up to first 35.50 and then $39. Yeah, so you can see again how relevant these resistance levels are. And at the moment, you know, there's different ways of counting this. It starts to look a little bit like the ADA chart here, the very short-term price movement, with the exception that it did not retrace that much recently. But it's also not a clearly impulsive pattern anymore. You know, I think what we have to do, we will have to count this as a diagonal pattern to the upside, and where I count this here as a, well, I will probably have to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we need to be ready for a wave 2 correction at any moment now. We've hit serious resistance at 34.50. Yeah, this is always where we need to have, you know, pay attention really, because this is a key resistance. Getting above that level will really unlock higher potential all the way up to $39, this key resistance level up here. But we are moving up in what you would consider an ascending wedge or leading diagonal. That's generally a short-term bearish pattern, because it would suggest that at any point here we can break out to the downside. Now, we've seen recently many examples where ascending wedges were broken to the upside, for example Polygon Matic. So this obviously happens, so we always need to be ready for that. As long as we are in a pattern like that, we're obviously following it, and as long as those trend lines aren't broken, they are valid, right? So need to keep an open mind here. But the point is, as soon as we, let's say it happened now, let's say we broke below the trend line here, then we are probably looking at the wave 2 correction that has then started, and the target for that would be the area between the 50% and the 78.6 fib retracement between $30.62 and $28.40. Yeah, so we need to be ready for that. So this could already be the wave A to the downside, maybe a B to the upside now, and a wave C down then, but it's too early to confirm that. On the upside, so if we really break above the 34.50 level, then next resistance would be 35.50 and then the $39 level, and then we would have to assume that somewhere in here we've already created that 1-2. It would be a very shallow wave 2, and that we would be moving up in a wave 3. But it's a bit too early for that. So at the moment we are still in the pattern, we are following it. As long as you are in the pattern, you know, you sort of don't really have a clear path forward. Well, you do, because you're following the pattern. But the point is, at some point this gets brittle, yeah, support and resistance, because we've got more than 3 touch points here on each side now. And if a trend line gets too obvious, it normally gets broken, because, you know, then everybody sees it, uses it. So yeah, I think these are sort of the options. I would expect at some point here a move to the downside, just purely because we are in this bearish pattern and we have a wave 1 pretty much complete. We can count it complete. You don't really see any evidence yet on the chart where we have a bearish divergence here on the 4-hour, because we made a lower high on the RSI but a higher high on the price chart. So that's always a warning that things to the downside might be occurring. Yeah, but it's holding quite well actually at the moment. So it will be important to see how does it now react if it attacks again, should it do so, the 35.50 level, and should it break it, yeah, then the road is quite clear. Here I told you the next key levels. And if we go down, you should also be aware of the key support levels. So that should help you hopefully. Otherwise, there isn't much more to add until we really get a clear signal here and a breakout. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.